Welcome to Spectre Movie Reviews. Today, X-Men, Days of Futures Past. Normally, this is where I would say, click the link below for my spoiler rant and rave review. But ironically, well, I don't know if it's ironically, but surprisingly more like it, I don't have really a rant, rave, spoiler review for this one. Because I think I can accurately cover everything I want without giving away any spoilers that would only really affect comic nerds. So that being said, X-Men, Days of Futures Past. Is it the best X-Men film? No. Was it better than that last turd they churned out? Yes. Oh God, yes. This movie just... Here's the thing. I watched it with girlfriend, and girlfriend absolutely did not like the movie. She felt it was not necessary. And I kind of agree, because in a way, this movie acknowledges everything that happened. It acknowledged X-Men 1, X-Men 2, X-Men Last Stand. It acknowledged Wolverine Origins and the Wolverine. So it's basically saying, hey, it all happened, but this is going to be the movie that fixes everything. And it does. It just puts everything in a nice, neat package and putting the timeline back in the way it should be. Now, that being said, it's really, what kills it, in my opinion, is if you're not a fan of the old X-Men movies, or the X-Men comics in general, it really feels like things were rushed. A lot of the mutants have little screen time beyond Magneto, Professor X, Wolverine, Beast, and Mystique. And the mutants that do have screen time, you either have had to see the old movies to know who they were, or be familiar with the comics or cartoon series to know who they are and what their powers are. Biggest example being Bishop, who gets no explanation beyond the fact that, hey, it's Bishop. You get a name, that's it. And some mutants seem to have gotten new powers that I may not have known of in the comic, but I'm definitely pretty sure they never existed. I'm not going to say who, but you'll see once the movie starts up, almost instantly. Now, fanboy gripes aside, there are a couple of details that I'm going to nitpick on that I'm not really going to even mention because they're almost so throwaway that only people with OCD are really going to notice them. So that being said, I can forgive the movie for that because I think the story's still strong. I think the action's solid. I think the character portrayals, some being short, the main characters definitely do deliver. A lot of inside jokes from the old movies that still play into this one. Overall, I'm going to say 8 out of 10. It's better for you if you're an X-Men fan, but you can still watch it, get the gist of what's going on, and understand what's happening. Now, the next section does have some minor spoilers, so if you're not big on spoilers, stop watching now. I'll wait. If you're still here, it means you want to know what I'm going to talk about. I promise these are very minor, and really, most comic nerds will already know what I'm talking about. But really, I mean, yes, this movie was designed to reboot the series, or at least fix the series after what Last Stand did to screw everything up. And it did. And there are a few things that stood out to me. Now, I may be wrong with what I'm about to say here, so if I am, please correct me in a comment below, because I didn't see him. But I don't think Stan Lee has a cameo in this movie, and that was pretty shocking to me. I mean, I know he had cameos in at least 2 of the first 3 X-Men movies, but I did not see him in this one. So if someone can confirm that for me, please let me know. Second, yes, there's an extra scene, only one extra scene this time. It's at the very end of the credits. And it basically sets up who the next villain is going to be for the X-Men franchise. I'm not going to say who it is, but based on who the villain's going to be, the next movie in the series is either going to be epic or it's going to suck so hard, I don't even know. It all depends on how the new villain's portrayed. I'm not going to say who it is, just after the credits, you'll see. Now, that being said, I did say this movie was a solid 8 out of 10, but would I pay to see it again in theaters? No, I don't think I would, because truthfully, the whole movie, there was only one character and one scene that really, to me, was the highlight of the whole movie, and that was Peter Maximoff, aka Quicksilver, aka Magneto's son. His character portrayal, I think, was just spot on. It was hilarious. It was funny. Just his attitude and the way he presents himself, you can't help but love the guy, even though he's a jerk. And his big scene, the big kitchen scene, I'm not going to say what happens, but you watch that scene, you're like, oh, that is genius. It's genius because you look at it and you just think to yourself, when they make a Flash movie for DC, that's how you need to do it. I just think, in my honest opinion, I think that scene was perfect. Okay, so that being said, I'd say give the movie a shot. It can't hurt. Well, this has been their Spectre movie review. Till next time, later.